Morning, students. Yesterday we saw a very important concept, and we had a good lecture yesterday about the limit. We studied how and when limit exists, how right hand limit and left hand limit can be found out. We see one illustration, example number 9, 290 page, and in this example we are told to find the limit x tends to 0 f of x, where f of x given by x minus 2, x less than 0, 0 when x equal to 0, x greater than 0, so x plus 2. This is the question. Now even we are told to find the value of limit, but I tell you x less than 0 and x greater than 0 indicates that for left hand limit and for right hand limit functions are changed. So first of all we will find both of the limit, and let's look the values of both the limits separately, whether they are equal or not. If they are equal, limit will be exist and same will be answer. But if they are not equal, limit will not be exist, meaning we cannot find the value of limit. So we will find the right hand limit here. How we can write? Try to understand x tends to 0 or ask. Right hand limit says 0 plus and function. So the main question is, what is the value of function? So let's look. F of x is equal to x tends to 0 plus. I taught you yesterday how we can check. I tell you, for right hand limit, x greater than, watch, x greater than 0 c, that is x plus 2. So this is only x plus 2. So try to understand, whenever it's a positive or right hand limit, we choose always the term x greater than the term 0. So it is x plus 2. Now I taught you yesterday the good concept that you do directly the thing and convert all the thing in h. So you write only h tends to 0, and instead of x you will write 0 plus h. You will write 0 plus h. Yesterday we had 2. So 2 plus h I wrote. This is 0, 0 plus h I write, and plus 2. This is. And ultimately put h equal to 0 here. So you will have only 2. Using limit, you will have h is equal to 0 plus 2 is equal to 2. This is your right hand limit. Just like current, I will find the left hand limit. The thing is, what is my function? So you know that what is the function? That is, it's a left hand limit. So for left hand limit we choose x less than 0, meaning x minus 2. Now I change this in h, and instead of x I will write 0 minus h. This is shortcut now. Minus 2 is already here. Using limit, h tends to 0. So minus 0, minus 2. Ultimately it's minus 2. And what a good answer we are having. This is 2 and this is minus 2. So I would write here, since left hand limit is actually not equal to right hand limit, so that limit does not exist, meaning we cannot find the value of the limit. We cannot find the value of the limit. So this is only the end of the question. So students, this is one of the example which actually tells us the importance and meaning of the limit. Both limit we are using here. This is also important because the same concept will continue in class 12th. So please don't ignore this and don't underestimate this. Okay. Now I will tell you about the question. Now slowly I tell you some good things. We have come to know one thing, that if you have any question like x tends to 2, x square plus 1, what is its answer? So if you will be told to find or show the existence, you will take right hand limit and left hand limit. But if you will be told only to find the limit, you only go through direct value, direct putting of x tends to 2. So I already have taught you, even if you will use a right hand limit or left hand limit according to single function, answer will be same. Like if you go on the right hand limit, 2 plus answer will be 2 square 1 5. 5 will come for right hand limit, 5 will come for left hand limit. But only right hand limit and left hand limit will be find out whenever you will be told to find the existence of limit. But when this word will not be stated anywhere and you will be only told to find the value of limit, you don't use a right hand limit and the left hand limit. You put directly the value of limit. How it is so? If you put x tends to 2 here, it is 2 square plus 1. That's a 5. This is answer. You need not find the right hand limit, you need not find the left hand limit. So this is the thing. Now, what my question is, if you have a question, suppose example number I am taking here, example number 2 from the book, find the limits. And question number 1 says limit x tends to 1 and x square plus 1 upon x plus 100. This is my question. So you can put directly the limit using limit x tends to 1 you put here 1 square 1 plus 100. It is 2 upon 101. This is answer. But I tell you some more things which is actually very important. Again I am giving one illustration from my side only. Try to understand this thing. Suppose your question is x plus 1 upon x minus 1. Suppose this is the question. And if I tell you that put the value, you will definitely x tends to 1 you will put 1 plus 1 upon 1 minus 1. Not defined. What the concept, what the thing you are having, whenever your answer is coming like that, not defined, or something like, suppose my question is like that. If you put the limit 2 square 4 minus 4 and 2 minus 2 0, this is again not defined. I tell you something, when you will get either infinity or 0 upon 0, sometimes students write it 0. Please don't do this. 0 upon 0 meaning not defined number. So whenever after putting direct limit, if you are having either infinite or 0 upon 0, it means you have to simplify the question. You cannot put directly the limit. Again I speak the same thing. You have to simplify the question. You cannot put directly the limit, because on putting direct limit you are having the not defined answer. I mean to say, we have to solve the question, we have to simplify the question, and it carries some methods. First method I am telling you, this is called a factorization method. And these methods only will be used when after putting the limit your answer is either infinite or 0 upon 0. If either one of the answer you are getting after putting the limit, you have to use one of the method. First method I am saying factorization method. How it works? Look, I tell you. I have question number from the book. I am not telling you right now. First I just want to tell you question from my side only. Suppose my question is x square minus 4 upon x minus 2. This is my question. If you put the value 2 square 4 minus 4 0 upon 0, you know that after putting using the limit, if you will put the answer is 0 upon 0, not defined. I recently taught you whenever this kind of condition is coming, you need to solve, you need to simplify the term. You need to simplify the term. And how you can simplify? I tell you, I taught you the method, factorization method. So one can easily understand about this term. Can you see x square minus 4 can be written x square minus 2 square upon x minus 2. So afterward you will write x square minus 2 square as x plus 2 and x minus 2. It's a factorization method, a plus b and a minus b. And you should understand that this the term x minus 2 will cancel from this, which was making initially question not defined. Why question not defined? Because in upon we are having 0. Why this is not defined? Sorry, I wrote this quotient. In last question I wrote that. It was coming 2 upon 0. So you know any particular limit will not exist when 0 is in denominator. So this is 0 in denominator, so that it is not defined. So this part will cancel. Now it will not be 0 in denominator. Now using the limit x tends to 2. It is only, you know that after using the limit 2 plus 2 will be there and only 4 is your answer. So this is the way of working. So hope you have got, student. You are learning first the factorization method. One can easily understand. It will not be stated or any particular thing will be given in exam that solve by factorization method will not be given. You just have to understand by yourself that what method is suitable here. So okay, so this question already I taught you. So let me take some question of the book which is actually depending on the factorization method. The question number 2 of the same example number 2 I am doing here. Limit x tends to 2. This is x cube minus 4x square plus 4x upon x square minus 4. This is the question. So one can again easily understand after putting 2 here. What? Using limit. First of all, you will attempt now using limit. X tends to 2. 2 to the 4 to the 8. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 16. 4 to the 8. 2 to the 4 minus 4. 8 at 16 minus 16, not defined. And whenever it is not defined, you have to simplify the term. How we can simplify? Now again from the question, we are having limit x tends to 2. This is x. I just want to take out x common. It is x square minus 4x plus 4 upon it is x. One can understand that it is x plus 2 and x minus 2. It is x plus 2 and x minus 2. Now students, I am having some simple thing. It is x square minus 4x plus 4 can be written x minus 2 whole square. X minus 2 whole square. And upon x plus 2 and x minus 2 we are having. So one portion will cancel off x minus 2 and we are having the term x tends to 2, x and x minus 2 upon x plus 2. Now using the limit. Using the limit, you know that this was enemy x minus 2 which was making denominator 0. It cancelled. Now you can use your limit directly. X tends to 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0 and 2 plus 2 is 4. You know that whole is 0. This is acceptable. This is exist answer. You don't worry that 0 cannot come. 0 can come at any instant like that. So you don't bother and worry about that. So this was a simple question. Now let me take one more question. From the example I am taking, specially I am taking examples. Look at, it's a third one. Limit x tends to 2, x square minus 4 upon x cube minus 4x square plus 4x. This is unfortunate question actually. This is an unfortunate question, but I tell you that this is very similar question as I did in last question. In last question, it was a denominator, it was a numerator. This time it is actually opposite. So look at this x square minus 4 will be x minus 2 and x plus 2 as you know it. And I think denominator came, after taking x common, it is x square minus 4x plus 4. I wrote x minus 2 whole square. It is very similar as in last question I did. So when you will write like that, both will cancel. And it is again, I told that it's an unfortunate question. Why? Because after using the limit 2 plus 2 is a 4, this is 2, but 2 minus 2 is 0, and when you know that 2 into 0 is 0, again not defined. I mean to say, after even solving or simplifying my question, I didn't get my answer, so I am helpless. My answer is over here. I cannot give the reply after it. This is only the end of the answer because we cannot more solve this. So this is the unfortunate condition I taught. In my knowledge, or as far as in my knowledge is concerned, I tell you this kind of question will not come in exam. But okay, it was in the book. That's why I explained to you. Okay. Now let me tell you the fourth question. Limit x tends to 2, x cube minus 2x square upon x square. This is the question. Now put to the limit, using limit. What will come? 2 to the 4 to the 8, 2 to the 4 to the 8, 2 to the 4, 2 5 the 10 plus 6. So answer is 0 upon 0, not defined. So whenever this condition will come, again by question, then I write limit x tends to 2, I'll simplify that. X square, x cube, I'll write x square common. So x minus 2 is remaining. And denominator one can understand x square minus 5x plus 6. You can, factorize in by the middle term splitting method. By middle term splitting method, you will have x minus 2 and x minus 3. One can understand. And these two will be cancelled. So after this, using limit, 2 2s are 4. And 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So your answer is a minus 4. This is completion. So hope student you are getting it. Nothing hard. Last question I also will tell you. The fifth question I am telling you. From the question example number 2. X tends to 1. This seems little bit, not so hard. 1 upon. This is the question. What you will do, look at, after putting the limit 1, I am not doing so, because after putting 1 minus 2, whatever answer, but 1 square meaning 1 minus 1 will be 0. In denominator, if you are having 0, meaning whole answer does not exist. So we need not put again and especially show that it does not exist answer. Okay, we know it does not exist, so we will simplify the question. So how we can simplify the question? Look at, it is my x minus 2. I'll take x common. Take x common from each term, like that. Afterward, x tends to 1. X minus 2 upon x and x minus 1. 1 upon x. Now this term can be separate or factorized by middle term splitting x minus 1, x minus 2. Now take it common or take an LCM, whatever you can choose. Suppose LCM I am taking x minus 1, x minus 2. You know x and x minus 1 cancel. X minus 2 and x minus 2 will multiply. And these two same, so answer will be 1 there. Now apply it, meaning you simplify the term. X minus 2 whole square is a square plus b square minus 2ab, and minus 1 is already here. In denominator we are having x minus 1, x minus 2. After 8 x tends to 1, we are having x square minus 4x, and these two will be plus 3 upon x and x minus 1 and x minus 2. Now write the term x square minus 4x plus 3 in the factorization term. You will have x minus 1 and x minus 3. It's a quadratic term. I split and factorize that. These terms cancel. It extends to 1 was there, and the term containing x minus 1 cancelled. It was enemy, our enemy actually. Now it cancelled. Now the answer is x minus 3 upon x and x minus 2. Use the limit 1 minus 3 upon 1 into 1 minus 2. So your answer is minus 2 upon minus 1. So answer is a 2. This is completion. So hope you have got till now. You just have to simplify the term after getting 0 upon 0 or not defined answer, using the factorization method here, and get your answer. So first method we have seen, I have explained to you. Now we will have some other method. Example number 3rd, first of all I will explain to you with the second question. And I tell you one thing. First method we have seen factorization method. But if you will see this question, after putting limit x tends to 0, it will be 0. It is 1. So 1 minus 1, 0 upon 0. It means that again 0 upon 0 you are getting. But can you see the question? You cannot use here the factorization method because it has under root sign. So whenever 0 upon 0 or not defined term is coming and the question is in the under root form, you will use the second method called the rationalization method. So keep remember the terminology that the rationalization method I am telling you. Rationalization method I am telling you, that is you have to rationalize the term, because by putting limit directly you are having 0 upon 0 answer. So use the direct term. I am rationalizing the term. How we can rationalize the numerator? This is minus 1, so I will go with plus 1. and plus 1. So try to understand plus 1 and plus 1. So what will be coming in the numerator side? A minus b, a plus b, it's a square minus b square. You know, a square meaning root will overall. And x, 1 plus x and 1 is there. So 1 and 1 cancel. It's a very good results we are having now. X and x, 1 plus x and 1 is there. Both x and x cancel. Putting x tends to 0. Using limit, students, upside is 1 and x tends to 0. On putting, we are having 1 and 1, 2. So this is the answer. So I hope you have got here the concept of rationalization method, where and when it used, you can understand it now. So okay, this is the question from my side now. Let me tell you some more thing. After I'm telling you one formula, then x tends to a, x to the power n, a to the power n upon x minus a. This is the formula, and why it is used, I tell you one thing. Can you see the question? Easy question I'm telling you. X square minus 4 upon x minus 2. Suppose this is the question. You know what to do. You will write 4 as 2 square. So you know it is a x square minus 2 square can be written x plus 2 and x minus 2. So one part x minus 2 will cancel, and in the rest you can put the limit and get answer. Instead of the question, you supposed to have question x cube minus 8 upon x minus 2. Again you are free to do same method. You will write 8 as 2 cube. You will use here a cube minus b cube as a minus b, a square plus ab plus b square, and upon x minus 2. So one part will cancel, and in the rest you can put a limit and get answer. But if question is coming to you like that, try to understand. Suppose question is like that. You will write 32 as 2 to the power 5. Now solve as you did this question or previous question. But this time you knew the formula a cube minus b cube. But this time you don't know a to the power 5 minus b to the power 5 is what. So we are helpless. Even I am helpless. I don't remember the formula. So students, this question is actually looking this equal to this one. See, x tends to a, x tends to 2, x to the power n. So this is x to the power n minus a to the power n upon x minus a. You know, the same thing is coming like that. So students, what I tell you, when this kind of question is coming where the factorization is not possible and the question looks like the formula, you can use a formula, and the formula is n minus 1. n minus 1. This has a good derivation, but I tell you this depends on the binomial theorem, which is not in your syllabus. I didn't teach you binomial theorem, so that I cannot teach you here the concept of this particular derivation. To please remember the formula as it is, which I wrote here. You want to see the answer? See, that example I am showing here. X tends to 2, x to the power 5, 2 to the power 5, x minus 2. What is the answer? Can you match each and everything? N is your 5, a is your 2. You know, a is your 2, a is your 2. So just don't factorize a term. Use a formula n minus 1. So what is n? 5. What is a? 2. What is n minus 1? 5 minus 1. So your answer is 5. 2 to the power 4, 16. 5 is 80. This is the answer. This is the answer. So please follow the formula when this kind of condition is coming where the factorization is actually not possible. So we will use a formula, but question should same as a formula. Then you can compare. Okay. So this is the thing. Now why I taught you this concept, because depend on this we have a question. I don't want to remove this. I just want to tell you one question. Example number 3. First question. Limit x tends to 1, x to the power 15 minus 1 upon x to the power 10 minus 1. Very good question this is. So student, look at the importance of the question. After putting x tends to 1, 15, 1, minus 1, 0, 1, minus 1, 0, 0 upon 0 is coming, meaning it is not defined. So what you will do? Look at I tell you, one good thing. You write 15, write 1 is 1 to the power 15 upon x to the power 10. Right, 1 is 1 to the power 10. Now, if you check now, some things are actually getting, like x to the power n, x to the power 15, a to the power n, 1 to the power 15. But x minus a should come in the denominator. But it is not x to the power x minus a it is looking like, because it is power. So what I will do now, one technique I will use here. Look at, I tell you, the term of numerator, this one, I divide by x minus 1. And x to the power 10 minus 1 to the power 10, I divide by x minus 1. What I have done? I have divided by x minus 1 in both numerator and denominator, so that I could have the term of numerator and denominator as the formula. You know, x minus a, x to the power 1, a to the power 1 must be in denominator. I got it. And about the limit, I want to tell you, without any special explanation, limit can be separate anytime. It can be operate with anyone. In denominator it can separate, in multiplication it can go, in plus and minus it can separate. So in division it also can separate. So limit can separate in numerator as well as in denominator. So this is my numerator, and whole upon, again I write the same question, x to the power 10, 1 to the power 10 upon x minus 1. So use the formula now, n minus 1, my n is 15, a is 1, 15 minus 1, n minus 1, in denominator I have n equal to 10, a equal to 1 and 10 minus 1. I have 15, 1 to the power 14 is 1, and I have 10, 1 to the power 9 is again 1. So 5 3 is a 15, 5 2 is a 10, it's my answer. Students, hope you are getting the question and concept. So this is the thing, and I think it is enough of the day. Good formulas and some things more I will tell you tomorrow. Till the day, now I will give you some work. In exercise 13.1, you do question from 1st to 12. 1 to 12 question, it's on you. Please be honest from your side and do this. Thank you.